Hi guys and gals, it's a beautiful Saturday morning here. We just had a rainstorm, but it's almost 80 degrees. Well, where I left off, remember we had the front end of these pulled off and we were waiting for new backing plates. Well, that kind of hung me up, so I have another project I need to do. I showed you that cat pipe. I guess this is locked. Well, I started taking the cat pipe out. I don't know why I didn't video it. I found out I wiggled the exhaust system, the whole thing fell off, so I'm doing a complete new exhaust system on this. And another issue was my studs broke off in the manifold, which I guess maybe you can see that if I get right in there. One stud, the nut came off. One stud, the whole stud came out. And the other one snapped off. Well, I had to end up drilling the broken stud out, and then I got my torch out. I ended up blowing the corner off the flange with the torch, but there's enough of a slot there that I can use a bolt. So I'm waiting for parts, but I wanted to put what I've got of this video up before I put this back together. Oh yeah, I have to take the whole cross member out right here that holds the tranny up to get the pipe back in. I was able to get the broken one out, and I also broke a bolt on the transmission mount. So yeah, all kinds of fun parts coming in projects on this Envoy. And I'm thinking about maybe I should do new struts. Now the struts aren't bad. They actually unbolt a couple of bolts from the top through the hood. The whole thing hangs in here, not touching anything else except that one big arm you can see at the bottom and that one big nut. So to get it out, you just undo all those nuts. They say you have to undo the link here, put a jack under this so you can move it up and down and take the pressure off. But alright, I might do struts while I got it all apart. This is for till next time, guys. Alright guys, let me tell you the story about this. I guess I showed you this before, so we'll go over it for just a second. Ended up having to change the cat pipe on this, and the whole rest of the exhaust system fell off. So I had to struggle with putting a bunch of new studs and stuff in here, which I do have them. I have the donut ready in the exhaust flange there. The heat shields are almost all loose. So I went out and bought a bunch of 1.5 inch stainless fender washers, and I'm going to be replacing them, sucking them up tight. The exhaust is all loose here. There's a cross member that goes right here. I showed you that before, that I had to take down because I have to replace the stupid mount on the transmission, which goes up in there. That ties into the bracket, though. This is the mount. Ties into that bracket with the two rubber grommets in it for the muffler. So I gotta wait till my transmission mount comes. But I'm gonna get in there with the Sawzall. I gotta nip that pipe. What happened is all the hangers ripped out of the pipes. So I've got to right back there. Gotta take a Sawzall and cut it. Then the whole thing will come out. Alright, I just want to let you know I'm going to be putting washers on all of these places where the washers are missing. You can see there where the nuts through the heat shields. So something you need to think about when you repair your exhaust is make sure your heat shields aren't falling off. So I don't know why those shields rust out or rot out around the nuts, but I guess if you take and put some big washers on them, they'll last a while longer. Alright guys, on to the next thing. There's the stud. I've taken a nut off. Pretty sure it's a 10. And I'm going to try to do this one-handed. I don't know how well it's going to work. Just to show you. See, that big washer is now going to grab that rotted off piece. That's going right back on. Look at those. I thought those studs were going to be so rotted that they'd break off. But, they're doing alright. He's got a daytime job. Alright, well that's all you can see I'm doing under here. I'm doing this to all of them. Well, I got my heat shields all reattached. Somebody already put a good washer and bolt self-tapper back in there. Must be when another muffler repair guy did. I got this one in the center. I couldn't get that other one. The stud's just too rusted, the nut won't catch. Got these two and all the ones forward. Now what I've done is I've set my cat pipe in here. And I wanted to see where my oxygen sensor was. It's right there, easy to get to. And I don't know if you can see it from here. I got my flange bolts started on the flange up there. I'll take you up top. Ugh. It's tough to get old. Alright. Okay, you can see now I got my donut in there. And I got my three nuts started. I'm going to leave that loose until I get the rest of the system installed, and then I can snug those down. But she's all ready to be sealed up and tightened up. I'm happy about that. I really don't think I want to install my rotors and stuff yet. I could put the spindles in today. I don't know that I want to get them in the way of putting my shock towers in here tomorrow. So anyway, that's as far as I am with the exhaust. I cut it all off, dragged it out. I've got it all finished. I've got the cat pipe. I temporarily got it in there, and put the nuts on the flanges, so she's never coming out now. I'm not going to tighten those up until I get the rest of the pipe in, but it's laying in here now. And the bracket, as I showed you earlier, the bracket hanger with those two holes have to go on these ears on this and hold that up in position, but that goes over there with the, actually right there is where the mount goes. So anyway, I've got to slide those on there as I install my new transmission mounts. And I'm just going to let those bolts on the flange be loose for now. I guess I could put my oxygen sensor in. I got a new oxygen sensor, doing everything new. The other exhaust system's gone. I cut that out. Alright. Well, I've been away for the Memorial Day weekend, so this is actually Memorial Day, Monday, and as you can see, the remains of the exhaust system job on the Envoy. They tried to patch it together for me for a while, but it just finally gave out completely, so I changed the whole thing, which you may have seen some of the video. I didn't film it. I just wanted to slap it on. Got the flange all tightened up in here. You can see the new cat pipe and the new muffler. I got the cross member back in and my new transmission mount left back in there to hold it up. This exhaust system was really easy because it all hangs on rubber hooks. There's like 1/2-inch diameter metal bars, like if you see that in front of this on this cat pipe. You can see here, up here. I'm trying to see what I'm doing without being under the vehicle. You'll see there's like bars on the back of the cat pipe where it goes through a hanger and rubber bushings in the bottom here that are actually attached to the transmission mount, and that's why I broke the transmission mount, because I had to get that out to get the bracket out, to get the pipe out. And so I had to drop the whole cross member here, which if you notice there's 4 short 15mm bolts up from the bottom, and then there's 2 big pin bolts crossways through each end that are 18mm on both ends. And then the muffler itself is a big SOB, and that hangs on the rubber hooks. There's one of the bars, there's one of the hooks. And then all the way out the back, to tighten the nuts on the clamps, I believe I used a deep socket and a 9/16. You can see it up in there on the clamp. Had to put that one crosswise. But it's really nice. The whole thing, as you can see, is suspended in here. All by that hanging rubber. The tailpipe, the muffler itself has nothing on it in the back after the hanger right here. That's just kind of odd. It just sort of dangles there. But we had it out for test drive, gassed her up. So anyway, that's pretty much all there was to do on that. Tighten and everything. It's always nice to be putting clean new things back in. All right.